The ship drifted through deep space, silent and steady like a small spark in an endless ocean of stars. Inside, 5 humans worked quietly. The Vigilant Dawn wasn't a warship or a colony vessel. It was an exploration ship, old, worn, but still loyal to its mission. Their captain sat in the command chair, watching the stars roll past the glass canopy. Beyond the ship's faint hum, everything was quiet. The navigator broke the silence. "Captain, I'm getting something strange." The captain turned. "What kind of strange?" "It's a signal. Weak repeating, but old. Really old." That made everyone look up. The pilots slowed their drift, stabilizing the ship's course. Could it be another relay ghost? The navigator shook their head. "No, it's patterned. Too structured to be random interference. And the frequency," he paused, adjusting his console. "It's human." For a long moment, nobody spoke. Humanity hadn't sent ships this far in decades. "There were no colonies out here. Source?" the captain asked. "Planet 12 in the next system. No recorded outposts. No activity." The engineer leaned closer to the display. "If that's human, it's ancient. Could be from the first expansion era." The captain watched the screen. A cold blue world appeared in the projection, half frozen, half shrouded in cloud. "Plot a course," she said. "Let's find out who's calling." It took 2 days to reach orbit. The planet looked peaceful from above. Soft light from its small sun reflecting off icy plains and silver oceans. The signal pulsed from a point near the equator, deep inside a narrow valley. The crew gathered in the command bay, eyes tired but alert. "Signal strength increasing," the navigator said. "It's repeating every 42 seconds. What's it saying?" the officer asked. The communications specialist looked up. "It's short, simple, English code." The captain frowned. "Translate it." The words came through the speakers, soft and broken by static. "We are still here." No one moved for several seconds. The pilot gave a quiet laugh, the kind that came from both nerves and awe. "Still here? After how many centuries?" The captain stood. "Prep the shuttle. We're going down." The planet's atmosphere was thin but breathable. The shuttle broke through the clouds and descended into the valley. Below them, the land glowed faintly under patches of strange crystal and metal. The ruins were vast, spires of stone and smooth silver alloy half buried in frost. The officer stared out the window. "That doesn't look like any human design." The engineer nodded. "No, but look closer. The foundations, those are human proportions. Doorways, walkways, markings. Human and alien," the captain said quietly. "Built together." They landed near the signal source. The wind was soft, carrying fine dust across the valley floor. The ruins stood silent, but not dead. Faint light pulsed through cracks in the walls as if the structures themselves were breathing. Inside, the air was still and dry. Their helmet lights swept across carvings and half-buried machines. The communicator followed his scanner's tone to a narrow chamber deep within the structure. "The signal's coming from here." At the center of the room was a single console coated in frost but still alive with a soft blue glow. Human letters blinked faintly across the cracked display. "We are still here." The engineer crouched beside it, brushing off dust. "Unbelievable. This system is thousands of years old." The officer touched one of the glowing panels. It hummed beneath her glove, almost like it recognized her. A faint tremor ran through the floor. The lights across the walls flickered to life, one by one stretching into the hallway behind them. "Captain," the pilot whispered, turning slowly, "I think we just woke it up." For the next hour they explored. The deeper they went, the more the ruins responded. Lights shifting, doors opening, faint sounds echoing through the halls like distant whispers. The engineer's voice was filled with wonder. "It's reading our biometrics. It knows we're human." The officer smiled faintly. "Then maybe it's glad we came back." They found more writing, both human and alien. The messages weren't warnings or distress calls. They were logs, fragments, small pieces of a story written across stone and steel. One inscription read, "Together we built this world. Together we stayed when others left." Another, "They told us the stars would forget us. They were wrong." The captain stood in silence, reading the words by the glow of her wrist light. Something about them felt personal, like they had been waiting not to be rescued but to be remembered. As they reached the heart of the structure, they found a tall chamber with a circular platform at its center. Around it, ancient machines hummed softly, still running after centuries. Looks like a data core, the engineer said. But this tech isn't purely human. Can you access it? I can try. He knelt, opening his toolkit. As he worked, the ship's systems above began to record everything. Light levels, energy signatures, sound. The pilot paced near the entrance, glancing around. Feels strange in here, he murmured. Like the air's listening. The officer smiled faintly. Maybe it is. Minutes turned into an hour. The engineer finally leaned back as the console flared to life. It's responding. Translating. The holographic display rose from the center, showing an image of the planet from orbit. Lines of light traced across its surface. Cities, networks, ships that no longer existed. Then came a voice. It wasn't human, but it spoke English. Calm, steady, and familiar in tone. To those who return, we kept the light alive. The captain's breath caught. When the storms came, when the fleets fell silent, when the stars grew cold, we endured. We learned. We became more. The hologram shifted, showing human and alien figures working side by side, building, growing, surviving. We are still here. The chamber fell quiet again. The sound faded into a low hum. The crew stood motionless, their lights flickering across the metallic walls. No one said a word for a long time. Back aboard the Vigilant Dawn, they gathered around the table, replaying the data. The signal still pulsed in the background, steady. Endless. We should send this to Earth, the navigator said. This changes everything. The engineer nodded. It means humans and others once built something together, something that lasted. The officer added softly, and it means we're not the first ones to make it this far. The captain looked around the table. Their faces were lit by the faint blue glow of the transmission, tired, awed, and somehow more alive than before. What if this wasn't a distress call? She said quietly, what if it was a reminder? The room fell silent again. Outside, the planet turned slowly beneath them, its glowing ruins now visible even from orbit. Before they prepared to leave, the communicator checked the signal one last time. Strange, he said. The message changed. The captain frowned. Changed, he nodded. It's not repeating the same phrase anymore. The words appeared on the screen, clearer now, like the system had finally recognized their presence completely. They are coming back. The crew looked at each other. Who? The pilot asked softly. No one answered. The message continued to play, calm and certain, as if the voice behind it was smiling. They are coming back. For a long moment, no one spoke. The ship drifted in silence, engines idle, caught between the planet below and the stars above. Then the captain smiled. A quiet, thoughtful smile. Maybe, she said. It means us. The others nodded slowly, understanding. Maybe the message wasn't about someone else returning. It was about humanity finding its way back to the stars, to the ones they had once called friends. The engineer leaned back in his chair. It's strange, he said. We came looking for answers, but it feels like they were waiting to remind us who we are. The captain looked out at the planet one last time. The ruins below shimmered faintly, as if alive, welcoming, patient, timeless. Send the data to Earth, she said softly. Let them know we're not alone. Let them know we've come home. As the Vigilant Dawn turned away, the signal continued to echo across the stars. We are still here. They are coming back. And somewhere in that quiet stretch of space, humanity found a small piece of itself again. Not through war, not through conquest, but through the simple, enduring act of listening. Because sometimes the universe doesn't cry for help. Sometimes it just asks if we still remember. And this time, Earth finally answered.